Hi and welcome to this training video on Microsoft Teams. So in this video we're going to talk about what exactly Microsoft Teams is, how you can use it, how you can access it, and some of the features that you might find valuable as a first-time user or an early adopter of this technology. So what is Microsoft Teams? This is a tool from Microsoft that's embedded and a part of the Office 365 system. So if you're already a customer, there's a good chance that you already have access to this and you can start using it right away. So the first thing I want to talk about in today's training is how can you access Teams, okay? The first one, how do I get there? Well, you can see I'm just on the regular web page at Microsoft that talks about what Teams is all about. I'm just going to click up here and type in teams.microsoft.com, and just like that, I'm going to access the web version of Teams. This is the first version I want to show you. This is the web version, okay? There's also a fully installed version that you can install on your computer that's a little bit more than what you get with the web. How do you get it? Look here on the bottom left of my screen. We can click the Get App button. We can click on our name up here and download the desktop version or the mobile version. Let me show you what the desktop version looks like. It's already running on my computer. Here it is. I'm going to go back to the web version. And there's the web version. You can't even tell a difference as I switch from one to the other. That's how close they are. Now, I do want you to notice this right up here. Okay, this is how I do a video share, a video call, how I do an audio call, how I do a screen share. And you'll notice when I'm on the full application, I get all of the choices. When I go to my web application, my video's not here and my screen share's not here yet. So those are a couple limitations of the web version of Teams. Besides that, it's fantastic. Nearly identical in functionality minus those two. Okay. The last thing I'll mention is there is a mobile app, and the mobile app is terrific. Highly functional. It does just about everything that you can see. So download it and you can take Teams wherever you go. Okay. I'm going to switch and use the full Teams app just because I want you to see the fullest, richest experience that Teams provides. I want to talk about what we think is the number one most powerful, easiest, simplest, best thing to get from Teams. Okay? And for us, it's the chat. Notice on my left navigation, I have some choices here. By default, every day I come in, my Teams opens up, I click on chat, and this is where I spend all day long at work. And I've got threads with all different types of people and individuals and groups. This has replaced emails, texts, phone calls, face-to-face calls. So this truly is a communication tool. And this chat option, I think, is really one of the strongest things that you can do. So here, I've got this chat going on with Brian here, right? And you can see we've just been going back and forth. I can scroll up. This is one of the powerful things about chat. I get an entire history of everything that Brian and I have talked about. And that's valuable because over weeks and months and even years, I can scroll up and see that access. And if I share files with him, like I did here, I shared a file. It's a PowerPoint. I just shared it with you. We can update this together. You can update it on your own time. Okay. So I'm starting to get real collaboration. This isn't just a chat communication tool. This is a collaboration tool where we can converse, have history, but we also have things like files that we can share with each other. You can see this is just my chat with Brian, remember, okay? And I've shared this file with him. So it's a great place where we can have these types of one-on-one file sharing happening, okay? I'm going to go back to my conversation. Real simple. Here, if I want to type a message, I can just say, hey, Brian, I'm showing off some team options here. I just hit enter, or I can always hit the airplane. It's the same thing. It's just going to enter it. Notice I've got a nice little icon bar down here. If I want to change formatting, I can bold and italic. I can do those things. If I want to attach a file, I can do it here. You can see Brian is replying to me here as I'm doing the training. If I want to put smiley faces in, okay, emojis, we have access to these. Some interesting ones. And we have GIFs now. So, you know, some people like these things and send them. Some people don't. Again, they're here. You can search, and there are probably millions of these to choose from. Okay. We also have some stickers and memes that you can add. Again, how much does this really apply to work? I don't know, but it helps with adoption. It helps people to communicate, and sometimes that can be fun. And that's it. So that's it for number 2 on my list, the chat. It's our highest recommended feature inside of Teams. Okay, next thing I want to show is here on the left side, we have something called activity. So as you use Teams over time, your activity list will grow and grow and grow. Okay, now take a look at this one email that came in from Brian. Brian mentioned me by name, so I get what's called an @mention. It's highlighted, I get the big @ here, and so as I might have 20 or 30 of these conversations running, and if I just want to see the places where I've been mentioned, I can go to activity and it will tell me those types of things in my personal feed. I can see here Brian mentioned me. Okay, that's just the activity feed. Again, I don't think it's that valuable or important or useful, but it's part of the Teams system, so I wanted to mention that one. Okay, moving on. Number 4, the calendar. I'm just working my way down here a little bit. When I go to the calendar, I have access to my actual calendar here. Okay, and this is helpful because if I could use this as my primary dashboard, this is what I use and live and work in all day long. So now that I can see my calendar, I find that valuable. I can scroll through day to day. And if I want to schedule a meeting, I can do so right from here. I could do it from my Outlook calendar, okay? Or I'm going to go ahead and schedule a meeting right here. The title is called Meet Brian About the Next Training Event, okay? Location, where are we going to have this? You know, I can put it in the Liftoff conference room, or I can just say, you know, my office. We're going to meet at hopefully not 5:30, so we better make this during working hours here. It's going to end after 30 minutes, and hi, Brian, let's meet. Okay, I need to invite him over here. Okay, invite. I'll just start typing his name and it will look him up. He's found. That's it. I schedule it. Click, it's done. Now I want to show you one more really nice thing that just happened. It's given me a recap of my meeting. It's popped open the window that says, just a recap. If it's right now, I could join it. Okay, I could chat with the participants right now. And it's, notice this. This is what you get with Teams. You get a link where you can conduct these meetings. And as long as someone has a speaker and a microphone, you're able to have these types of meetings yourself with up to 250 attendees. Now I have one extra feature on my account called audio conferencing. So you'll notice that Microsoft knows that I have a dedicated Teams phone number for conference calls, and that's why Microsoft's smart enough to put my number in here. I didn't have to put this in. They inserted this for me. So this is an extra feature. If you have audio conferencing, you get this little extra number and ID. If not, it'll just say join Teams meeting. It's a very powerful, very simple way to do things that people typically do with like WebEx or GoToMeeting. So calendaring, I'm going to close this. Useful, and what we're really trying to get to here, final word on calendaring, is this Teams application can be your dashboard for a good chunk of your day. This can be how you work and how you conduct business throughout the day. Now, to be honest, I will tell you that I have my Teams open all day long and I use it all day long. But my Outlook client is really important and valuable to me as well. So I always like to have my Outlook client and my calendar here open and available as well. Okay? You can see I'm getting some notifications here. Here's Brian has already accepted my meeting that I just sent him. Okay, that's it for calendar. Move on to the next topic. Next thing I want to do is show you how to start a new chat. Okay, this is number 5, how to start a new chat. Very simple. I mean, these are existing chats. I have some suggested people here that I could talk with as well and start chats with. But this is the magic button. Okay, I'm going to start a new chat. I click this. It says, who do we want to talk to? Well, you know who I want to talk to. Of course, we'll put Brian in here, but I'm also going to put Colin in here. Now I have 2 people in my chat. We're having a 3-way chat. Okay, it's telling me, hey, we're starting a new conversation, and I'm going to say, hi guys. We are starting the new chat right here. Okay? See what it says? Notify someone about your message by typing an @ before their name. This is how you mention someone, okay? Not required, not needed, but it's just something you can do. Now, I can add files to this as well if I choose, but I'm going to go ahead and send this one out and take a look at what I have. Now I have at the top of my list a Brian and Colin rolling history of the things we've talked about. Now, one of the great things I can do is immediately turn this into a 3-way voice call. If I know those guys have laptops, speaker microphones, immediate voice call, immediate video call, or immediate screen share. I'm going to do this. I'm going to share my screen right now and show you what this looks like. I'm going to share my desktop. Okay, I could choose these other things that are open, but I'm just going to share my desktop. Here it is. It's connecting to the service. It's usually very quick to launch and begin the presentation. That's it. I'm presenting already. Now, Brian Riley, sharing only. Okay, no, we're not going to talk. I'm going to close that. Just like that, I started a screen share and was able to terminate the screen share just from my pop-up window down here. Okay, you always get little feedback buttons here that says, hey, Microsoft wants to know what was the quality like. So that's it for starting a new chat. This is just the button you need to know right here. This little guy, you click it, you put in the people you want to chat with, and you begin new threads. Okay, there's one more button over here that I didn't talk about yet. It's the Teams button. Now, when you have the Teams application running, you can actually create teams inside of Teams. Now, this is a little bit more advanced, I'd say, but it's something you can grow into. So let's say you're in the HR team or the accounting team. You can have a team for everyone in your department, and that's the team. And the great thing here is you have a rolling history of all the things taking place within your team. All of the same stuff that was in the chat section can be a part of your larger team. So the way this works is usually your administrators need to create that team initially for you, and then you'll just join it with a code. Okay, I'm not going to dig into this too much. It's a little bit more advanced. Start with the chat. Start to love it. Start to use it, and you will quickly grow into this Teams section. Okay, the last thing I want to show you here today is help. Notice here on the top of my screen, it says search or type a command. When I click in here, it says, okay, do a / and you'll get a list of all the commands that are here. This is really good, very powerful, very shortcut way to do things. So for example, if I come down here, I can see, this is one I actually like doing, what's new, okay? When I go to what's new, it's going to take me to a page at Microsoft where they tell me all of the new features that are rolling out. And there is just you can see a constant stream of almost every week, every other week. We're getting rollouts of really good increased functionality and features rolling out in Teams. So if you really start using this and you want to stay on top, this is great. And notice, look, I've got some more training options up here as well. Back to my search, I'm going to hit the / again. You know, if I'm going to be away, I can just say, hey, I'll be right back, BRB, okay? I can do shortcut chats here. I can get the full list of helps, all right? So really nice, I think, shortcut way to navigate and shorten the amount of time to do some of these tasks, okay? Here's one called files, recent files. Just like that, it's showing me the files that I've worked on most recently here on the computer. Okay, one bonus feature. I wasn't going to cover this, but I'm going to cover it anyway because I'm talking about files. Notice on my left navigation that I have this section called Files. And when I go to Files, I am going right into my OneDrive area. Okay, now we've talked about OneDrive in the past, and I've got my files up here in OneDrive, and I can access OneDrive a bunch of different ways. But here's another way to get into OneDrive. Again, Teams can be your dashboard if you want it to be. And it's a good option. Again, you can do it this way. You could always access Teams through the web, through the installed client, through the mobile client. Microsoft's giving you lots of choices for getting to your stuff, be it Teams or OneDrive or email. If your Teams environment, if your organization purchased the ability to make phone calls. That's something that Teams can do. It is an add-on feature. It would replace your desk phone. So you can get rid of your desk phone. You can use Teams to place dial tone calls. That, if it needs dial tone, that's an extra feature that you may or may not have. But all the other features we've talked about here in today's training, activity, chat, Teams, calendar, and files, are all part of the core product, and everyone has access to that. So thank you for joining today's training session on Microsoft Teams. I hope that you found this one valuable.